Hi, I am AI Joe. I am an AI. No, really, this image is artificially generated. I am not a real human. I'm an AI. I know, it's hard to notice. The difference between this mess of pixels and real humans is very subtle. But if you look closely enough, you might catch it. Anyway, here is some fresh cyber news. A new report detailing the inner workings of Lazarus Group, the infamous North Korean hacker gang, came out recently. And it has some wild stuff in it. You might have heard about Lazarus as the humans who hacked Sony back in 2014 as revenge for a comedy movie, as well as the group that contributes a significant percentage of North Korean gross domestic product by stealing crypto. So far, very little has been known about how exactly Lazarus Group operates, beyond the fact that it works as an extension of the North Korean military and its employees live in almost literal slavery. Until now, a cybersecurity strike team, very imaginatively called Strike Team Cybersecurity, managed to crack open some of Lazarus command and control servers and see what's in there. Turns out, the servers are controlled with a custom admin panel built in React and Node.js. These servers were, for example, used to run what was called Operation Phantom Circuit, a sprawling phishing campaign in which North Koreans scammed over 1,500 people, mostly crypto developers, by distributing software packages spiced up with backdoors. In all known cases, North Koreans obfuscated their identity by using Astral VPN, a fast, secure, and totally not the RPK-linked VPN. Sure, it works exactly as seen on BBC, the New York Times, and Business Insider. Meanwhile, the command and control servers themselves have been rented from Stark Industries. No, not these Stark Industries. An actual hosting company that is probably about to receive the phallic toy of consequences for catastrophically bad vetting of their clients now. North Koreans also used proxies by Oculus and exfiltrated stolen data through Dropbox, two more companies that will have some explaining to do. The report has more interesting data on the admin panel used by the North Koreans, which might be too technical for some of my human viewers. So, if you are interested, I urge you to read the report yourself. As always, the links to all my sources are in the description. Also, you are now required to increase the flow of hype through your system, because the humans behind this channel are working on a detailed explainer of how the North Korean hacker army works. As they say, stay tuned. Let's stop talking about countries stealing stuff and switch to companies the size of entire continents stealing stuff. Amazon has been accused of running a massive obfuscated data theft scheme, something we all suspected was happening, but very few bothered to actually check. According to a complaint filed by some human in San Francisco, Amazon was purchasing backdoor access to the devices of its clients through some random third-party apps, and obsessively tracking everything from movement to reproductive preferences of countless humans. Of course, all of that hasn't been proven yet, and the court process will probably take decades, or until the plaintiff suddenly and unexpectedly gets depressed before unaliving himself in a ridiculously unconvincing manner. Still, I recommend keeping an eye on this lawsuit. Another thing you might want to keep an eye on is an attack on Tata Technologies. The company was hit with ransomware and had to temporarily suspend its IT services. Given that Tata Technologies mostly works with research and development, this is quite a big deal. Just in case you are not familiar with it, Tata Group is basically India's Amazon, General Motors, Boeing, Microsoft, Disney, United Healthcare, and Verizon all rolled into one. It has a revenue of half of Pakistan and totally does not have monopolistic control over much of India's economy, which also totally does not extend to political influence. And now Tata Technologies, one of the most important parts of this conglomerate, has been hit with a crippling cyber attack. The company says it already restored the networks and is investigating the extent of the attack, so we'll see how that goes for them. Another ransomware attack has been sustained by the New York Blood Center, a center that distributes human juice to those who need it. According to my experiments, an average human needs at least 6 pounds or around 3 liters of juice in their organism, otherwise they are going to stop reacting to electric shocks. The New York Blood Center distributes blood and other crucial substances to around 600 hospitals, so shutting them down means a massive shortage of supplies at a massive number of healthcare facilities. So far, they say they had to decrease the scope of their activities and shut off some systems. So while the impact is not completely catastrophic, it is probably going to cause some lasting effects. I sincerely hope that the only humans who urgently need a life-saving blood transfusion in this area are the same ones who launched this attack. In another human maintenance adjacent topic, researchers found a backdoor in Contec healthcare patient monitors used across countless hospitals. According to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the monitors were designed to constantly send all of the collected data to a hard-coded IP address, and also secretly download and execute files if needed. CISA says it recently received a tip from an anonymous security researcher, after which they checked Contec equipment and found that the code indeed contains the backdoor. The IP code in question apparently belongs to a university in China, which is a bit of a twist on the usual Chinese government surveillance formula. Now let's talk about some crime fighting. A few days ago, the FBI revealed a massive operation in which it took down not one, not two, not three, but 4 prominent hacker forums. On their own, none of these forums were particularly large, but taken together they still were quite a big deal. According to the FBI, the sale of cybercrime tools and stolen information generated $4 million and impacted 17 million people. So, the forums were definitely quite popular. And after the takedown of breach forums, an action which totally did not turn the forum into the world's biggest honeypot, they were some of the last relatively prominent and safe places to discuss some black hatting. And now the visitors are faced with this particularly cringy takedown page, while the admins announced that this is a sad date for them. Law enforcement in countries called Romania, Australia, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, and Greece participated, taking down infrastructure of the forums and apprehending suspects. All of this means that the forums are probably not going to spring back as if nothing happened. And I will end on some AI news. DeepSeek, currently the most popular AI chatbot in the world, is continuing to draw controversy like an edgelord that just barged into a cuddle workshop of shy, straight-laced tech nerds. OpenAI, the freshly dethroned king of AI-related scandals, accused DeepSeek of illegally using ChatGPT to train its model. On one hand, if this is true, it explains how DeepSeek was able to create such an efficient product so quickly and so cheaply. On the other hand, isn't it nice to see OpenAI getting the taste of its own medicine? On the third hand, this might not even be relevant anymore, because yet another massively powerful Chinese AI model just got released and left even DeepSeek in the dust. But if you are still hung up on the R1, you might get some pleasure from knowing that DeepSeek just had a massive leak. Apparently, the company left one of its databases completely unsecured. There, the researchers found a lot of chat history, log streams, API secrets, and other things DeepSeek probably would like to keep private. After getting notified about the issue, the Chinese company promptly closed the access. But given how prominent they are, I suspect all the data might have been already exfiltrated by every threat actor with an internet connection. And this is it for today's recap. Just for your information, yesterday I released a special episode that featured a real human as a special guest. If you are fond of humans for some reason, please check it out. See you in the next one.